Hello, my dear children. Welcome to the mathematics class. Today, we are going to discuss introduction to three-dimensional geometry. Okay, my dear children. In this chapter, we are going to discuss the concepts of exercise 12.3. Are you ready to listen the class? Right. In two-dimensional geometry, we have learnt how to find the coordinates of a point dividing a line segment in a given ratio internally. Now, we extend this concept to three-dimensional geometry as follows. Okay, my children, in the earlier class, we have learned how to find the coordinates of a point which divides the line segment joining 2 points in the given ratio internally. Now we extend the same concept to the three-dimensional geometry also. Okay, my children, right. Now come to the point number 1. Let the point R divides the line segment joining 2 points P x1, y1, z1 and Q x2, y2, z2 internally in the ratio m is to n. Then the coordinates of the point R are mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n, my2 plus ny1 by m plus n, mz2 plus nz1 by m plus n. Okay, my dear children, understood? In earlier class, you have got only these two numbers. Now we are finding this third number also. In the earlier class, we have studied two-dimensional geometry. So we got an ordered pair, means only first two numbers. Now we are studying three-dimensional geometry. So we get a third number also. Means here we are finding an ordered triplet. Understood this point, my dear children? Right. See here, my dear children. Let us assume that here the points P, here R and here Q. These 3 points are lying on the same line. Okay, my children. Here this point R is dividing this line segment PQ in the ratio m is to n. Then the coordinates of the point are this one. You have to memorize this formula. Understood? Right. Now come to the point number 2. Let the point R divides the line segment joining 2 points P x1, y1, z1 and Q x2, y2, z2 externally in the ratio m is to n. Then the coordinates of the point R are mx2 minus nx1 by m minus n, my2 minus ny1 by m minus n, mz2 minus nz1 by m minus n. Okay, my children, this also you have learnt in earlier class. Here you got these two numbers in earlier class because we got ordered pairs. Now we are finding ordered triplet. So we write the third number also, mz2 minus nz1 by m minus n. Okay, my children, remember this point as formula. Okay, my children, right. Now see this figure, my children. Here this is the line segment PQ. Here the line segment is PQ. Here R is external point. It is not lying between the points P and Q, and it is dividing like this. PR is to QR. PR is m units and QR is n units. PR is m units and QR is n units. Then we say that PR is to QR is equal to m is to n. Understood this point, my dear children? Right. Now come to the point number 3. In case R is the midpoint of PQ, then the coordinates of R are x1 plus x2 by 2, comma y1 plus y2 by 2, comma z1 plus z2 by 2. These are the coordinates of the midpoint of a line segment. Okay, my dear children, understood this point? Memorize this point also, my dear children, as a formula. Okay, my dear children? Right. Now, come to the fourth point. The coordinates of the centroid G of a triangle whose vertices are A x1, y1, z1, B x2, y2, z2, and C x3, y3, z3 are G is equal to, here G is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3, z1 plus z2 plus z3 by 3. This is the formula for finding centroid of a triangle whose vertices are x1, y1, z1, x2, y2, z2, and x3, y3, z3. Okay, my children, remember this point also as a formula. Okay, my children, right. Now come to the point number 5. Point number 5. The coordinates of the point R which divides PQ in the ratio k is to 1 are obtained by taking k is equal to m by n, which are given below. Okay, my children, you have to find the coordinates of a point. You have to find the coordinates of a point R which divides PQ. The ratio sometimes k is to 1, lambda is to 1, or sometimes we take where k is equal to m by n. Okay, my children, in that case, the coordinates of the point are given as follows. Okay, my children, that is equal to R is equal to kx2 plus x1 by k plus 1, comma ky2 plus y1 by k plus 1, comma kz2 plus z1 by k plus 1. Sometimes we can use this formula also. Okay, my children, understood this point? Right. Generally, this result is used in solving problems involving a general point on the line passing through two given points. Okay, my dear children. Here, in general, we use this formula for finding the problems which are involving a general point on the line passing through the given 2 points. Okay, my children, the ratio is not given. If the ratio is not given, in the previous point we have discussed 2 points are given and the ratio also given, then we have found point. And sometimes they will not give the ratio, they will give 3 points and we have to find the ratio in which the point divides the line segment joining the remaining 2 points. In that case, we use this formula. Understood this point, my children? Right. Now come to point number 6. Point number 6. If R x comma y comma z lies on the line joining the points, if R is a point, here the point R is a point on the line joining the points P x1, y1, z1 and Q x2, y2, z2. Okay, my children, means these 3 points here, these 3 points are collinear points. Then R divides PQ line segment in the ratio. Then we find the ratio. Here ratio is not given. 3 points are given. Now we find the ratio in which the point R divides the line segment to PQ. Okay, my children. Right. That is x1 minus x is to x minus x2, or z1 y1 minus y is to y minus y2, or z1 minus z is to z minus z2. So we use this formula or this formula or this formula to find the ratio. Here 3 points will be given. 3 points are collinear points. In that case, to find the ratio in which the point R divides the line segment PQ, we can use this formula or this formula or this formula. In all these 3 cases, we get the same answer. Okay, my children, understood this point? Right. Now come to the point number 7. The line segment joining the points P x1 comma y1 comma z1 and Q x2 comma y2 comma z2 is divided by xy plane in the ratio minus z1 is to z2. Okay, my children, here 2 points will be given in the space P x1 comma y1 comma z1 and Q x2 comma y2 comma z2. 2 points will be given. So we can join these 2 points and we get a line segment PQ. In such case, the xy plane divides this line segment PQ in the ratio minus z1 is to z2. So by using this formula, we can find the ratio in which the xy plane divides the line segment PQ. Understood this point, my dear children? Right. Similarly, YZ plane. In the ratio minus x1 is to x2. So you have to remember this formula also. The YZ plane divides this line segment PQ in the ratio minus x1 is to x2. Understood this point, my dear children? Right. Similarly, third point, ZX plane divides this line segment PQ in the ratio minus y1 is to y2. Okay, my dear children, you have to remember this formula also. XY plane, YZ plane and ZX plane divides the line segment PQ in the ratio minus Z1 is to Z2 minus X1 is to X2 minus Y1 is to Y2 respectively. Understood this point, my dear children? Right. Now come to the next point, 8th point, points of trisection. Let the points A and P which trisect the line segment joining the points P and Q, means the points A and B divide the line segment joining the points P and Q into 3 equal parts. Then the point A divides the line segment joining the points P and Q internally in the ratio 1 is to 2, and the point B divides the line segment joining the points P and Q internally in the ratio 2 is to 1. Okay, my dear children. This is about points of trisection. I think you have already studied. You know well these points of trisection. Okay, my children. Right. See here. Observe this diagram. Observe this figure. P and Q. This is the line segment. This line segment is divided by these 2 points equally into three equal parts. From here to here, 1 unit. From here to here, 1 unit. Here, B to Q is also same length. Same length. PA length is equal to AB length is equal to BQ length. Then the point to A, in which ratio the point A divides the line segment PQ. So here PA is to AQ. PA is to AQ. What will get? 1 is to 2. Similarly, the point P divides the line segment to PQ in the ratio PB. How many units? PB. So 2. 2 is to 1. Understood this point, my dear children? Right. The concepts of exercise 12.3 were over. You have to learn the concepts well, my dear children. Before going to start the exercise 12.3, you have to learn the points well. Now come to page number 277. 277. We are going to start exercise 12.3 sums. Okay, my dear children. Right. See the question number 1. Find the coordinates of the point which divides the line segment joining the points -2, 3, 5 and 1, -4, 6 in the ratio 2 is to 3 internally, second part 2 is to 3 externally. Okay, my children, understood this point? We have to find the coordinates of the point which divides the line segment joining these 2 points. The ratio 2 is to 3 internally as well as 2 is to 3 externally. There are 2 parts. This is the first part and this is the second part of this question. Okay, my children, understood this question? Right. Now come to the solution part. Let us see divides the line segment joining the points A is equal to x1, y1, z1 that is equal to -2, 3, 5 and B is equal to x2, y2, z2 that is equal to 1, -4, 6. Internally in the ratio m is to n, that is what is the ratio given in the question? 2 is to 3. Okay, my children, for our convenience, we are assuming that a point C divides the line segment joining the points. Here, these points are also not given. We are naming the points, given points as A and B. This is A, x1, y1, z1, and the second point is taken as x2, y2, z2. Now we are going to find the coordinates of the point C. Understood this point, my children? Right. Now see this diagram, my children. In this diagram, given points are A and B. x1, y1, z1. I wrote the values of x1, y1, z1. Here B, x2, y2, z2. I wrote the values of x2, y2 and z2. The point C is dividing this line segment in the ratio m is to n. M is equal to 2 and n is equal to 3. Understood this diagram, my dear children? Right. Then the coordinates of the point C is equal to mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n my2 plus ny1 by m plus n, mz2 plus nz1 by m plus n. Do you remember this formula, my dear children? This is the coordinates of the point which divides the line segment joining the given 2 points internally in the ratio m is to n. Okay, my dear children. Now we substitute the values of m, n, x1, y1, z1, x2, y2, z2 in this formula. Okay, my dear children. Right. Here again I am writing the formula mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n, comma my2 plus ny1 by m plus n, comma mz2 plus nz1 by m plus n. Okay, my dear children. So in this formula we substitute the values. So that is equal to, here m is equal to 2. So we substituted here. Observe this step, my dear children, carefully. M, n, x1, y1, z1, x2, y2, z2. All the values are substituted in this step. Understood this step, my dear children? After substituting the values in this step, we simplify the numbers. Okay, my dear children? Right. That is equal to 2 minus, here what will you get in the numerator? See the first term, there are 2 terms in the numerator. What will you get? 2 ones are 2, so we wrote 2 here. Now come to the second term in the numerator, 3 into minus 2. What will you get? Minus 6. Finally we get here minus 6. So that is the second term in the numerator. Whole divided by, what is the denominator here? 2 plus 3. What will you get here? 5. Understood this first coordinate, my dear children? Right. Now come to the second coordinate. Come to the numerator. Here also there are 2 terms. 2 into minus 4. What will you get here? Minus 8. Now come to the second term. 3 3s are 9. So plus 9. Understood this numerator part, my dear children? Right. Whole divided by, what is the denominator here? 2 plus 3. What will you get here? 2 plus 3? 5. Understood the second coordinate, my dear children? Right. Now come to the third coordinate. Here also in the numerator 2 terms are there. What is the first term? 2 6. What is the value of 2 6 are? 12. So 2 6 are 12 plus, what is the second term? 3 5s. What is the value of 3 5s? 15. So we wrote here 15. Whole divided by, come to the denominator, 2 plus 3. What is the value of 2 plus 3? 5. We wrote 5 as a denominator. Understood this step, my dear children? We got x coordinate, here y coordinate and z coordinate. Again we have to simplify the numerator parts. Okay, my dear children? Understood? Right. That is equal to minus 4 by 5. What we get here? X coordinate, the numerator 2 minus 6 is there. What is the value of 2 minus 6? Minus 4 by, we wrote denominator 5 as it is. Understood this x coordinate, my dear children? Comma. Now come to the y coordinate. Minus 8 plus 9. Minus 8 plus 9. So what is the value of minus 8 plus 9? 1. So in the numerator we write 1 by, what is the denominator here? 5. We write denominator 5 as it is. Understood this y coordinate, my dear children? Right. Comma. Come to the z coordinate. See here numerator 12 plus 15. What is the value of 12 plus 15? Yes, 27. So we wrote 27 as numerator by, what is the denominator here? 5. So we wrote denominator as it is. Understood this point, my dear children? So these are the coordinates of the point C. Understood, my dear children? Right. Now come to question number 2. Question number 2. Given that P ordered triplet 3, 2, minus 4, Q ordered triplet 5, 4, minus 6 and R ordered triplet 9, 8, minus 10 are collinear. Understood this sentence, my dear children? Here 3 points are given. and these 3 points are collinear points. Do you know that? What is meant by collinear points? Yes, the 3 points lie on the same line. Then the points are said to be collinear points. Now come to the question. Find the ratio in which Q divides PR. We have to find the ratio in which Q divides the line segment PR. Understood this point, my dear children? Right. Now come to the solution. What is given here? Given that P is equal to x1 comma y1 comma z1, that is equal to 3 comma 2 comma minus 4 comma Q is equal to x comma y comma z, that is equal to 5 comma 4 comma minus 6, and R is equal to x2 comma y2 comma z2, that is equal to 9 comma 8 comma minus 10. We have written like that, or collinear points. It is given that these 3 points are collinear points, P, Q, R. For our convenient, we took first point is x1 comma y1 comma z1. Here Q is dividing the line segment, so we are taking Q x comma y comma z, and R is taken as x2 comma y2 comma z2, second end point of the line segment. Understood this point, my dear children? Right. Now observe this diagram, my dear children. Observe this figure. For our convenient, I have drawn a diagram because this is a geometry. If you draw the diagram, if you draw the figure, then you can understand the question easily. You can find the solution of the given question easily. Okay, my children. See here. Here P, Q, R. These 3 points are collinear points, and they are in this order. We are assuming that we are there in the order. And P, we have taken x1 comma y1 comma z1, Q x comma y comma z, and R x2 comma y2 comma z2. Here Q may be anywhere, not between the points P and R. It may be outside, external. It may be external point or internal point. But in general, we take in this point, in this place only, between the 2 points only. Understood this point, my dear children? Understood this diagram? Right. We know that if Q x comma y comma z, order triplet x comma y comma z, lies on the line, this point lies on the line joining the points P x1 comma y1 comma z1 and R x2 comma y2 comma z2, then Q divides line segment PR in the ratio. Do you remember that ratio, my dear children? Yes. X1 minus X is to X minus X2, or Y1 minus Y is to Y minus Y2, or Z1 minus Z is to Z minus Z2. We can use any one of these formulae. In all these 3 cases, same ratio. Okay, my dear children, understood this point? Right. Therefore, the ratio in which Q divides line segment R is equal to, I have taken first formula x1 minus x is to x minus x2. You can take second formula also or third formula also. Okay, my dear children, you can get the same answer. In all these three cases, you get the same answer. Understood this point, my dear children? Right. So in this formula, we are substituting the values of x1, y1, x1, x and x2. Okay, my dear children. See here, what is x1 here? 3. What is x here? 5. What is x2 here? 9. So we substitute these three values in this formula. So x1 means 3 minus x means 5 is 2. X means 5 minus x2 means 9. Understood this step, my dear children? Right. That is equal to, what will you get here? 3 minus 5. Yes, minus 2 is 2. What will you get here? 5 minus 9? Minus 4. Understood this step, my dear children? Right. That is equal to 1 is to 2. By simplifying this ratio, here minus gets cancelled. 2 ones, 2 twos are. So 1 is to 2. This is the required ratio. Understood, my dear children? Right.